Hi everyone, welcome to Cruising with Kim and Jen. Today we're coming to you from Galveston, Texas and the Royal Caribbean Pier 10, the brand new pier for Royal Caribbean ships in Galveston. This was probably the most state-of-the-art port that we have been to. You clear security in just record time. You go through a little hallway, you hang a left and just a little tiny walkway and you embark on deck 5, all within about 10-15 minutes. And this is the promenade that you embark on, which is absolutely fast and easy, or than any place that we've ever boarded. Now this is deck 8 of Harmony of the Seas. This is Central Park. It is beautiful. I mean, one of my favorite places to go as soon as you get on the ship is to go up there. You have a nighttime view as well as we had just showed you a daytime view. You can see some of the rooms that overlook Central Park. If you would like to have a balcony view overlooking the Central Park, this is what you'll look at, which is very nice. Now we're going back to the promenade. This is deck 5. This is where we embark when you first come on. They have shopping here. They have Cafe Promenade with sandwiches and cookies and coffee. And they also have some specialty coffees there for purchase. They have their soda machine there with their variety of sodas and Sorrento's Pizza, along with Boleros. They have on air multiple different things through this area. But what you're seeing here is the midnight party that is it simulates a deck party. However, it's on the promenade. In Galveston, it was a little chilly when we first left there. It was about 60 degrees. And so they do a balloon drop, which is so fun. It's just like New Year's Eve. And then they have like lights on the ceiling, which simulate fireworks. Lots of fun if you can stay up and then do that. This is just a quick peek at Studio B, the ice skating before it began. That's another activity that you don't want to miss on Harmony of the Seas. Now, Kim and I, we love balcony rooms and we prefer ocean balcony. Now, this is just a little view of our ocean balcony. We were on deck 6, so this is how close we were to the water, which is fairly close. We had some pretty nice swells. I would say, like 8 to 10 feet when we were first leaving, Galveston, and day 1 as well. And so this is what it looked like. And hang with us because you're going to be able to see the room in just a few minutes. Now, this is Boardwalk again on deck 6. It was right around the corner from our room. Boardwalk is a fun area for adults and kids. It has Starbucks. It has an arcade. You can see the abyss purple slide that comes down onto the boardwalk there, as well as those clear things up there. Those are boardwalk rooms. What you're seeing there is the doghouse. Doghouse is fabulous. It has great brats and hot dogs, and it's another free service that you can go and grab a brat or hot dog at any time. Now this is at the aft of the ship at the very end of the boardwalk, and this is called the Aqua Theater. Now you can see at the top of the Aqua Theater the purple slide that comes all the way down to the boardwalk. That is a dry slide that you need to go up to, I believe it's deck 15 or 16. And behind that is a rock wall. And off to the very back, those are suites that overlook the Aqua Theater. The Aqua Theater is a really cool, just open air theater on Harmony of the Seas. You can see it's comfortable. They have like stadium seating as well as bench seating, which is all comfortable. And when they're not using the Aqua Theater, they use it for like football games. And we happened to be there during the playoffs, and so we were watching a playoff game. Now, this is up to the top deck. This is the following day, and this is called Mini Bites. Mini Bites is kind of a picnic area at the very end of the ship, after the ship, where you can get quesadillas and pulled porks, and it's Mexican flair where you can sit out there, and it's over by the volleyball and the basketball court. Now this is still on the same deck, and this is one of the pools. You can see we had some pretty heavy winds as we were leaving Galveston, and the kids were there playing volleyball. Now this is the indoor solarium, I should say, and it is all glass with some air that you can get through there. And this is a beautiful area. It's for adults that they have a bar in there, and it's just kind of a quiet area that you can hang out and still get some sun, but it's more enclosed. This is our Royal Theater show that was on our Harmony of the Seas, and this was Greece. It was spectacular, and most all of the shows, most all the ships rather have at least one Broadway show, and this was the Broadway show for this. Now what you're seeing here is Izumi. Now Izumi is not included in all of your meals. However, it is a pay per reservation, and you pay per person for the reservation. And I highly recommend, if you want to go to Izumi, to book it ahead of time, before you ever get on the ship. We, however, had changed the reservation. We're lucky enough to be able to get this reservation for 5 at 9:30. And it was a wonderful, wonderful dinner. They have filet mignon, they have New York strips, they have lobster, scallops, chicken. You pick your protein. They have the fried rice and all of your typical things that you normally have when you have a hibachi dinner, the soup and then the salad. All was absolutely wonderful. They also have on the other side of Izumi, they have a sushi bar, and Kim's 2 daughters, they actually had lunch there, and they had a sake and sushi pairing, which they said was really fun and really good. And they said to make sure when you go to that to come hungry, because this place loads you up with food. I mean, like I said, it is a pay per dinner restaurant or for lunch restaurant, but I would say, absolutely worth it. This, I would give them a 10 out of 10 on this one. You have your entertainment as well as great food. Now, we're going to go right back out to Central Park. Central Park, you can see up at the top, those are the Central Park balcony rooms. I've had several people say that they absolutely love these rooms. Again, we usually have the balcony rooms that overlook the ocean, but if you want to overlook this is a very peaceful area where it has a lot of the pay restaurants. It's going to have Chops. It has Jamie's Italian restaurant, which we all actually went to that one as well, and it was delicious, for that one as well. But it's just a really quiet place that you can go walk around, see some greenery. You can sit there in the evenings. They usually have guitar players or sometimes some jazz. That's the Trellis Bar. So they have a bar that you can sit out there, as well as the bar that goes up and down, that goes from deck 5 up to deck 8, where you can go and take a ride to come on up that. It's slow. It takes about 25 minutes to come up. However, that's kind of a fun experience as well. It's called, I believe it's Rising Tide Bar is what the one that goes up and down. This again is just kind of walking through, and I believe we're coming up to Jamie's Italian right here, but it goes, from the front to the aft of the ship, and then you can go on out and then be able to go back to the rooms that way. Now this is just a sneak peek of Wonderland. Wonderland is another pay restaurant that we decided to treat ourselves to for this. It's kind of what they would say a magical experience. You're greeted by the Mad Hatter. Super fun. You go in, it's magical. You go down the stairs. He talks to you the entire time. It's a very kind of quaint little area. Not a lot of seats there. They have big sofas that are very comfortable. And then they pick your meal for you from fire, ice. It's a magical menu. And I don't want to say so much about it because it is magical, and want you to experience it for yourself if you choose to go there. But I highly recommend that one. Now this is the Schooner Bar. This is right on deck 6. It's kind of across from where the Boardwalk is, and they had an Elton John impersonator there. Really nice area that you can also overlook the balcony, so you can look down on deck 5, the Promenade. So a nice meetup area. This is back downstairs. This is by Studio B. It's called the Attic. Now, the Attic is where they have the comedy clubs, as well as sometimes they have bingo. So another place you don't want to miss. Now we're going back out to the Aqua Theater. Now this is part of, you can see way up there by the Royal Insignia that there's a man hanging up there, and this was part of the Aqua show. You want to try to go to all the aqua shows if possible on nights. They do cancel a lot of them because of weather, because they can't have the tightrope walkers or anything like that. They can't do any of that whenever there's high winds. And there are lots of acrobats and different aquatic things that go on during this aqua show. But again, it's something that you should try to go see if you have the ability. Schedule it ahead of time on your app, because this is another one that fills up. And there's the tightrope walker that you can see that goes across there. I mean, it is way up there. I don't know how this guy does that way up there on a moving ship with some wind. And it is a little absolutely amazing to watch. Now, this is a high diver. They have high diving as well. Now, remember, this is all set to music and different water and things. And again, I don't want to provide too much of it because I don't want to spoil it for you. Now, this is a beautiful, beautiful sunset right off of our balcony room. And, this is another reason why we always like to try to get a balcony room to see the sunsets. Now, this is an port when we were at Costa Maya, and this is just a very quick view of Costa Maya. It was very windy that day, but I do want you to be able to see the outside of this ship. And, I mean, it's hard to appreciate how big this ship is until you see it from afar. So this is walking, back to Harmony of the Seas, and you can see, I mean, she just spans forever. I mean, she goes on and on and on and on. It's really easy to get back on the ship here. There's escalators when you get on, and sometimes there's escalators when you get off as well. But you can see that our captain had a little bit of trouble getting into that port that day because it was so windy. Now, this is back on the Promenade. Just a really quick view of On Air. That's where they have karaoke and they have a lot of trivia there. Right here is the excursion desk where they have these little places that you can go up and then schedule the excursion. And this is the floating head that changes as you go around. Now, I'm looking back towards the aft of the ship, towards the back end. When you look here, they were having sales. There's Sorrento's Pizza on your left, and then the Promenade Cafe is going to be on your right. At the very top back there, you can see the Rising Tide Bar. And then as I swing back around, you're going to see On Air again. Now, as I walk towards the aft of this ship, this is where Rising Tide Bar was located, but now it's up in the air. And there's the Promenade Cafe. You can see it's just a nice little area. You can go grab something. And this is the front desk, or what they call guest services right here. But lots of different places to go on that promenade meet. Now, this is one of the top decks. One night we went up there and we played miniature golf. Miniature golf is kind of fun. It's just, like a little 9-hole putt-putt that you can go up there. Now, as promised, this is a sneak peek of our room. This is our deck 6 balcony room. It was very, very nice when we go in. It had some 2 closets and a flat screen TV. As you can see, for cruise wise, the room, it's actually really nice size. Now, this is our balcony. Now, we had 2 rooms, and so they were kind enough to take down the partition on the outside, so it kind of made like we had connecting rooms, but we just left our balcony door open so we could all sit out there. So you can see 2 chairs here, and you look over at my son and daughter-in-law and granddaughter's room, and there they've got their chairs right there. So it did make our rooms feel bigger because we kind of were connected, with that without having connecting rooms. Now, this is going back in. This actually sofa right here will make out into a bed, so you can put somebody there along with the 2 twin beds, or you can make them into a king bed. Now, this is just a very quick, brief look. Sitting in the buffet, you can see that you look out and you can see all of those boardwalk rooms right there, as well as there's the miniature golf, the putt-putt up there in the daytime, so you can kind of get a good visual. This is inside the buffet. There's plenty of seats inside the buffet. We do have one complaint when you go in, that there's a wash station where you wash your hands, and that's absolutely fine, except for it's almost too small for 6,000 people on this ship. Again, this is looking out, towards the aft. And if you look over in that left-hand corner, you're going to see somebody loading up for the zip line. And the zip line goes across the ship, not very far, maybe 50 feet or so, but hey, it's a zip line, and it's on a ship. Now, this is back down at the boardwalk. You'll see that is, my grandson coming down there, and my granddaughter is, that's my granddaughter coming down there, where she had already gone up to the top to ring the bell, and the rock climbing is huge. This right here is a piano man that goes and he puts a piano in and goes up and down the elevator. Deck 5, if you go out from the promenade and you go out, there is a jogging track, and this jogging track is so nice where you can go out. That is one of the lifeboats, and it's kind of rare that you'll be able to see a lifeboat and be able to look in it, so I wanted to kind of give you a sneak peek of that. But this is a jogging trail going towards the aft of the ship again. As you can tell, we stayed close to the aft most of the time because that's one of our favorite parts, and that's actually where Kim and I usually book rooms as well, close to the aft. This is such a spectacular view. It's so quiet, so peaceful here. And as you'll see, as I turn around in just 1 second to my left, you can look through this glass window, and that's actually the Aqua Theater. So it is looking through the glass there. But you can go back here. You can jog around the entire ship. I think it's a couple times around for a full mile. But, I usually walk just to the very back and then, look out. But I know my grandkids, they did do a lot of jogging where they jogged the whole thing. This is as promised, where you're looking through that glass and you can see there's the rock climbing wall, there's the abyss, the dry slide, and then we're looking at people that are actually looking back at us on the big screen because they're watching. It was the Texas playoffs football game there. And see, we have a few chairs there where a few people have kind of found the hidden spot to hang out. This is a Bionic bar, kind of fun, where you put in a little kiosk that you can put in what type of drink you want, and then the mechanical arm makes your drink. And I've heard that, the drinks are as good as you calculated the drink to be because you figure out the drink and then do that. This again is just looking back over on the deck 5, the promenade, doing just a quick view around. This is towards the front of the ship. They have stairways that go down. Straight ahead, that's the Royal Theater where we were able to watch Grease. Now, these are stairs, so if you want a quick way to get downstairs, where you can go to the attic that we looked at, where you can go to Studio B that we already looked at for the ice skating, or over to the Royal Promenade to see Grease or one of the main shows that they're offering that night, or the casino. So this is kind of a faster route that you can do. Again, the stairs are in the front of the promenade, right, past the shopping. And so after you go down the stairs, there is the non-smoking casino right there. There's the Royal Theater. And as I circle around, now this is heading towards the back, and it being that we're in the front of the ship, it takes quite a ways to walk back there. But the attic is over to your right where the comedy theater is, so it's really easy access there, and it's not very big, so please make reservations if you want to see that. And then over here to your left is going to be Studio B, the ice skating rink, as well as you can go in there and individually ice skate at any time. And this is just kind of a quick peek of what it looks like. And it's a big theater, but again, please make reservations for that so that you can get good seating, and always go at least 20-25 minutes ahead of time. But great shows in there. They have 2 different shows. This is the freestyle show, which it has very modern music and lots of fun. And the other show was A Journey in Time, which was a journey back in time. So again, ice skating. They also have free ice skating during the daytime that you can take your kids to go to. But make sure you have socks and pants or pajama pants in order to do that. Now, if you hang right or left, you're going to go down to your Casino Royale. And this is the big the big casino. Now it is split into two, smoking and non-smoking, but they don't enforce that very much. So if you absolutely don't want smoking, you want to go to the smaller one that we already looked at that said non-smoking. This is the art gallery that you can walk down through. They have, you can see all the art on the floor that they take into the attic whenever they have the art auction. And this is the entrance on the right side. This is the port, yes, this is the port side of the ship. And you can see that there's lots of things to do in the casino. Now, last but not least, we are back up to the boardwalk again. This is ending our week that we were watching our beloved Chiefs on their playoff game. So we were kind of hanging out there. You can see the kids there, the carousel, and the Abyss was closed that night. And we're watching on Sabor, the Mexican restaurant. Now, Kim and her family went to that and said it was delicious. It's Mexican. It is a pay for a restaurant as well. Last final look at the Abyss slide and the bar as we kind of spin around. But this is all open air, but it's not windy because you have all these rooms right here blocking, but up above you is the sky. So it truly is like a open air boardwalk, which is super fun at night, real peaceful. There's Johnny Rockets. You can have free breakfast there, or lunch and dinner for burgers. So that is Harmony of the Seas.